Hello everyone, my name's Fisher Curry and this is my reflection video for entrepreneurship. So to answer part one, my biggest takeaway from this course is definitely the concept of organizational resources. I've always been aware of the financing required to start and grow a business, but I'd never really comprehended the quantity and variety of resources that an entrepreneur had to consider and utilize before I took this course. My grandfather actually founded his own business, and I had always just assumed that he sat down one day and decided to start his own company, and naturally, over time, it expanded. Now I know that a successful business requires far more input than just money and a mental decision. Aside from the obvious tangible resources like money and property, I learned that the formation and survival of any business is dependent upon several intangible resources. Once an entrepreneur succeeds in financing his or her own startup and securing the necessary resources like property, equipment, technology, etc., he then has to worry about the arguably more important intangible resources. He has to ensure that he hires a skilled, educated, knowledgeable workforce capable of giving the company a competitive advantage over other firms. He has to also infuse his employees with a set of shared values, beliefs, and attitudes to create an organizational culture. And then, after all of this is achieved, he has to focus on developing the reputation of his company, because despite of everything he's done, his firm will not prosper without a good name. So to summarize, I never realized how complicated and intricate the entrepreneurial process was. The attention to detail that is required every step of the way really amazed me and made me truly admire entrepreneurs. I had always thought of entrepreneurship as not that big of a deal and a pretty easy thing to do if you put your mind to it. But after learning about the innumerable resources required just to get started, I have a newfound respect for any kind of entrepreneur. So for part two, a time in which I applied content learned in class to a situation outside of class was when I was a staffer this year for GatorCrowd. As a staffer, I was tasked with selling tickets to as many students as possible to generate revenue for the event. So to do so, I called upon the invaluable teachings of market segmentation. Since this concept taught me that it is infeasible to go after the entire market due to limited resources, my fellow staffers and I set up tables in Turlington Plaza and took shifts trying to sell tickets to passing students. We set up in Turlington because it receives far more student traffic than anywhere else on campus, so instead of stretching ourselves thin in an attempt to advertise on the fringes of campus, we let our customers come to us in the heart of campus with the most student activity. So for part three, my motto for this course would go something like this. An entrepreneur is someone who is not afraid to upset the status quo. He is someone who recognizes the potential in all things and wishes to perfect them. He is dissatisfied with the way things currently are and knows that he can make a change for the better. But most importantly, an entrepreneur is someone who is a doer, not a dreamer. So that's my reflection video. I want to say thank you to Dr. Pryor for an awesome semester, and I look forward to my future in entrepreneurship.